Dee, I know we want to relive our college days. We're going back to school now on golf today. Big day for the University of Texas men's golf team on Wednesday. Longhorns ended their regular season in style, picking up the one-shot victory over Pepperdine at the 75th annual Western Intercollegiate.
Love it, getting it done on the college level, getting it done in the pro game as well. Men's major champs from Texas, Gentle Ben, Tom Kite, Mark Brooks, that 96 PGA. Justin Leonard won that 97 Open at Troon. You got Jordan Spieth, three-time major champ. And
How good was that run in the early to mid-90s?
Oh, fantastic. I mean, they're still getting it done.
Yeah.
And it's still getting done in the modern era. Scottie Scheffler on a run of 4 victories in 6 starts. And, yes, winning that Masters tournament. Had to sleep on that lead, was crying like a baby, he said, on Sunday morning, and found a way to get through it.
And you look at, I mean, what Scottie Scheffler's been able to do in his career. And remember when he was at Texas, won Big 12 individual champion at Southern Hills. He said Southern Hills probably his favorite course, and that's where we're going for next month's PGA Championship.
Right. First-team All-American as well. That was college coach John Fields joins us on this Friday. Great to see you, Coach. Your team at PASA, by the way, overcame challenges from Pepperdine and Washington, some missed putts in the near dark late Tuesday. What are you most proud of in this win?
Well, we had just won out in Augusta as well. We won on a Saturday and Sunday prior to the Masters. So if you play in that tournament, you also get to go to the first practice round of the Masters. So that was a lot of fun because we got to see Jordan and Scottie and spend a little time with Scottie, which was outstanding. Especially coming off the 3 victories he had coming into the tournament. But there's a lot of synergy with our program right now, not just with Scottie Scheffler and Jordan and all of our tour players, but also on our team, and winning there at Augusta and then validating that with another win on the West Coast at Pasatiempo in really difficult circumstances. Our team takes a lot of confidence and enjoyment from winning out there.
Yeah, I can imagine. It was a great watch in prime time here on Golf Channel. I mean, Pasatiempo is just such a classic layout. You said they take a lot of confidence from that victory at the Western Intercollegiate. How does that carry then into postseason play?
Well, it's been pretty well documented that our team has dealt with some pretty difficult circumstances this spring. We had our entire team together in the fall, and the last tournament we had in the fall, the Big 12 Match Play Championship, we won that. But coming into the spring, we had some pretty lofty goals. And then right after Thanksgiving, our 2 Cootie brothers simultaneously broke the radial tip of their right elbow and both in the same place at the same moment and weren't able to compete. So they're just now back. We've got a lot of energy because of that. They are both exciting individuals that work really hard. And in the meantime, Cole Hammer, Travis Vick, and Mason Nome have really held on for our program while those 2 guys were absent. And they've grown as well as players, I think, because of it. So I'm not going to say it was a blessing in disguise because it was so painful to play tournaments without your guns loaded, so to speak. But that they've come back now with this kind of energy. Pearson Cootie winning right off the bat at Augusta and finishing second at Pasatiempo. They've got fire in their belly. There's no question about it, and I don't think it's going to end.
Has your team bonded because of the strife and the struggle to get past those injuries?
Well, our team's unusual. These kids grown up together. I mean, the 2 Cootie brothers and Travis Vick, Mason Nome, and Cole Hammer. The last 3 I mentioned there, Cole, Travis, and Mason, are from Houston, and the 2 Cootie brothers are from Dallas. They played junior golf together. They played high school golf against each other, and they're playing college golf. And Pearson and Cole played on the Walker Cup team together. They've been attached at the hip since they got here, and really before that. So this is a very meaningful moment for all of them, and it's right in the middle of their heart. They want to go out with a bang.
Coach, Brentley Romine on College Central on Wednesday said Texas is playing like the #1 team in the country. Your thoughts?
Well, that makes me think about a tour player when they say, I feel like I'm in the top 5 in the world, and people scoff at that. But this team really is loaded. This team, if you look at it on paper, you would say that absolutely that's exactly what these guys are. And so I'm thrilled, to be honest with you, to be coaching these guys right now. Whether we're the 1, 2, or 3 team in the nation really doesn't matter, because in the end, we're going to play this conference championship against several really, really good programs, and that'll be at Whispering Pines in about 10 days. We'll be playing against a number 1 ranked Oklahoma, a number 2 ranked Oklahoma State. Texas Tech is in the top 10, and Kansas is in the top 25. Everybody's going to want to win that golf tournament. And so we'll need to play like the number 1 team in the country to win that golf tournament. And then when we go to regionals, we'll need to do it again. And then when we go to the national championship, we're going to need to do it again. So I feel that fire burning right now. I feel like with these 2 victories, we got a little fuel for the fire, and now we just need to enjoy it and go get it.
You got fuel, you got star power as well. One of your players, Cole Hammer, is partnering with Tom Brady in his new golf apparel line as part of the NCAA's name, image, likeness policy. How are you navigating this brave new world of college athletes being compensated in this way?
Well, I feel like it's kind of cool, to be quite honest with you, because those things invigorate. You can imagine a Cole Hammer actually getting time to spend a couple of days with Tom Brady. And that guy's pretty smart. I'm talking about Cole Hammer. He's going to ask a lot of questions. So you could look at it as a distraction. I think that everything that has happened with the NIL, bringing sports agencies into the picture rather than them being on the periphery. Now I can talk with substance to an agent, not about the business aspect, but just my player, because that's another voice in their ear. And those guys, most of them, especially the ones that my guys have signed with already, those guys are experienced with talented players, and it's just such another little bucket of experience that you could tap into. And for me, it's just been a real positive. And I equate those guys, once they get involved with our guys, they're just part of the team. So I guess Tom Brady's part of our team right now.
Coach, with the culture you've created, and I was talking with Bo Hostler, he stayed in Austin after he left UT for a bit. You just mentioned at the Masters, Scottie Scheffler, Jordan Spieth spoke with the team. Have any of those guys helped give an input to the current Longhorns on navigating NIL, or what path to potentially take from a business standpoint?
The answer is yes. Jordan's a wealth of information, and Bo has tremendous experience, and we get to see those guys. And Jordan absolutely is able to help our guys make quality decisions. And the interesting thing about that is, years ago, you couldn't do that. You couldn't talk about those kind of things. You might talk about the agency, but you couldn't talk about the deals. That was an NCAA violation. Now that's not an NCAA violation. Now you have another opportunity to grow as a player, because you can sort these things out with people that have already done it. And for us, having Ben Crenshaw and Tom Kite, Justin Leonard, Mark Brooks, and Jordan Spieth, and now Scottie Scheffler, 6 major champions that have won 9 major championships. I just think it's just another wonderful aspect of the Texas golf program.
Speaking of Scottie, and you've been so good to me answering my endless text messages. Before he ever won on tour, you told me he had the it factor. Now he's won 4 of 6, including the Masters. What did you see in Scottie at Texas, even when he was in high school, that told you he was special?
Well, he's got something in common with Jordan, several things in common with Jordan. But the 2 things that stick out to me are, when it comes to a world-class short game, from 100 yards in, those guys are a 10. And there's just not that many people around that have that kind of ability. So that's one. And then 2, for whatever reason, and I don't know exactly why, I'm sure it has a lot to do with their parents. It has to do a lot with the high schools that they were at. It has to do with a lot with the people that they were around growing up. And in Scottie's case, it's Randy Smith. And in Jordan's case, it's Cameron McCormick. Both PGA professionals, both unlimited knowledge. And in Scottie's case, he's got a seasoned veteran there that has been through the fire. And so they have that in common. But what they really have in common is a belief system that says it's all right for me to win major championships. It's all right for me to play on the Ryder Cup. It's all right for me to believe that I can beat the #1 player in the world when I'm playing on the Ryder Cup team. And so when you've got Jordan Spieth and Scottie Scheffler that have the combination of the short game, and they have other skills. Scottie's long. He can move the ball both directions. Jordan can move the ball both directions. They have other skills, but those are the two that stick out to me.
In your conversations with Jordan and Scottie beginning of the week, could you tell it was going to be Scottie's week to slip on the green jacket, or what were those convos like?
Well, having come off the stretch that he had just done, winning at Waste Management, winning the Arnold Palmer or Bay Hill, and then also winning in Austin, and having been the second time that he was in a row that he was in the finals of the World Match Play, you knew that he obviously is playing great. And I know you could ask any player when they win a golf tournament, you just feel it's like you get a gift for maybe a week or two, that you just feel like you can do almost anything. And so coming off those three, and then having Ted Scott on the bag, having Randy Smith in his ear, and having a wife like Meredith, man, what a great recipe to take into Augusta. And I will say that too. Jordan's in the same boat. He's got all those great people around him. He didn't play his best this time, but they'll figure it out. He's an athlete. He'll be back. He'll play great. And I like his chances. He's going to play in a lot more major championships. There'll be 1, 2, or 3 more, I think.
Well, Coach, it's been fun following the journey of the golf team at Texas from the college level to the pro ranks as well. Congrats on the win out in California. Hook 'em horns. We'll speak to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you both. Hook 'em horns, and
all right.
let's go
Good luck
get
this postseason.
That's John Fields.